Hello everyone and happy Tuesday, October 20th, 2020. I want to add two things to this slide really fast. Alright, and there they are, Living with Weather, the link from yesterday. It's got some good graphs on there. It's also got information on different natural hazards. And then you've got your link to slideshow on how to watch the videos in case you can't watch them. I guess you'll need to watch this video to see that it's there, or you could just see that it's there and watch the video. Alright, on to Tsunami. Okay, what is it? Tsunamis are great waves usually caused by volcanic eruptions, meteorites, landslides, or earthquakes. The waves start in the ocean, where they might be barely noticed because they're way out in the ocean, but can travel at speeds of up to 600 miles per hour. So if you jump in your car on the highway, that's almost 10 times as fast as some of your slower cars might go. When the wave reaches shore, it can be as tall as 100 feet. It can be followed by several more waves for the next couple of hours. Tsunami means harbor wave, and it is borrowed from Japanese. Kind of cool in there. It shows a little animation if you're able to watch that video. How is it measured? Tsunami warning centers around the globe. Let me try that again. How is it measured? Tsunami warning centers around the globe monitor underwater earthquakes that might be large enough to trigger massive waves. The goal is to alert people living on the coastline so that they have time to evacuate before tsunamis travel from the ocean to their shore. Before a tsunami. Okay. So basically now we take what we learned here and we write it in down here just like we've done before. Describe a tsunami in at least 10 words. So you just grab this description up here. It's a big wave that travels toward the shore. Starts in the ocean. All of that. Put it down here. Give me at least 10 words. What are some main causes of a tsunami? Well, main causes of tsunami are actually listed right there. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, so you can list those. What could you tell someone to do if there was a tsunami headed for their shore? Well, what do they tell people to do? Let's look back. It says right over there. So the reason I jump back and forth is just to emphasize the fact that research is just looking up answers. And I've literally put the answers, so you should have no problem getting them. You don't even need to Google the answers. Oh, that's a good question. If, for instance, you did not find an answer back here and the video wasn't playing for you, you could just type one of these questions into Google. You could literally copy this question, pop it into Google, and I'm sure it would have some article or something where somebody would tell you the answer. So I'm just saying, there's lots of ways to get information in today's world. All right, this is a graph. We should know how to read graphs. I went through a graph yesterday on the last slide. This graph, what we've got here is we've got no title, unfortunately, so I wouldn't use this one. But it does have two labels, so we understand that we're talking about the number of hurricanes per year. So we got this one counts up by threes, because if it counted up by 50s, then it would all these lines would just look flat at the bottom, because there would be no space for it. So questions one might ask about this graph. Well, what year did the most hurricanes happen? Well, we can look over here for the tallest bar, and right here, they even pointed it out. And if we look down, it looks like not in 2005, if I'm seeing right, but in 2006. If you count, there's five bars between each year. So you can actually know. Let's see if I can follow it down. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. All right, so yeah, 2005. In 2005, there were 15 hurricanes. That's what this chart is telling us. The year with the least amount, well, that's probably going to be either right here or right over here in 2013. So those are questions one might ask about a graph, and that's how one might show a graph. You'll have to put a graph on the slideshow, but I'll go over on the slideshow how to do that. Because it is project time. What are we going to do? You're going to pick a natural hazard that we've learned about. We've learned about 10. Do some research on this natural hazard to review and learn more than you currently know. You already know a lot if you go back to your slides that you've turned in. Describe the natural hazard. What is it? How does it form? What safety measures should someone take? Where in the world does this natural disaster take place? Well, I should have said natural hazard. could be a natural disaster if it costs life or property. Include one graph showing data on this natural hazard and attempt to explain what the graph is showing. So this unit could have been really heavy on reading graphs, but it was pretty light on it. So I'm not expecting you to come up with a lot of information about the graph. But I'm expecting you to put a graph on there and to try to explain it. Let's say in at least 10 words for right now. So step 1, your copy of the slideshow is called Natural Hazard Project. It's in the Google Classroom. So in the classroom for today, for Tuesday, for Thursday, and for Friday, for Tuesday, for Wednesday, and for Thursday, there will be a slideshow, probably with your name at the front of it. It'll probably say like Mark Tenner Natural Hazard Project, or Bob Jones Natural Hazard Project, or Dennis Wilfred Natural Hazard Project. Okay. Make sure to answer all questions. So literally there's like a question on the first slide and it says, what's your name? And you put that in. Then what natural hazard are you working on for this project? And you write in tornado or volcano or avalanche or whatever. Avalanche might be a harder one to do. I don't think I would do that one, but just blowing it out there. It's good to learn about. 3, use the videos on slides to help you. So in this bottom right corner or this top right corner or this bottom left corner, there will be videos on every single slide telling you exactly what to do on that slide and giving you an example of it being done. So there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to do it unless you can't watch videos, which go look at the slideshow at the first slide and it will tell you how. You may do your own research on other websites. If you would like to, click here for another great website, or here. So there's 2 great websites here. Let me make sure that these are the websites that I actually want to use. Yep, I want to use that website. That's National Geographic, great website. And you can click there for things. What's this one? That one is also National Geographic. One moment, I want to see why I included the 2 things twice. Oh, I see why. Because one is kind of put together like this, and the other is put together like this. So in this one, you can search a topic like tornadoes or volcanoes or whatever it is that you want to do your research project on. This link will help you to find a graph. Another great link is on this first slide. Let's go steal it. If you want to find a graph, you could also find one on this link right here. I'll put it like that. Okay, that's a great graph website. And then you'll have the example project here, which you can look at. And finally, I want to remind you that on Friday, October 23rd, we will have a little quiz or test or whatever. Here's some stuff that we'll go over. Here's a graph over here that I might throw on there. I probably won't. I'll throw a bar graph. It'll be a bar graph like we did on Monday. And I'll go over that again, hopefully at some point. But this graph, we should know how to read. It's really pretty simple. You have title, which says annual mean number of days with a heavy fog. That just means average, yearly average number of days with heavy fog. And then the locations and then a color chart. So if you're like, I wonder, in this spot, yellow spot of Texas, how often were there days with fogs? Well, there was between 10.5 and 11 and 15.4. I don't know why they chose those numbers. Those are esoteric, but there's between that many different days. So maybe 12 days, maybe 10.7 days that there was fog in this area of Texas. And you're like, I wonder where the most fog days happen. Well, any area that's this deep, like maroon brown color, there were more than 40.4. Don't make fun of me for colors. I'm terrible at colors. I already know that. There were more than 40.4. So over here, there's a lot of fog. Over here, a lot of fog, which makes a lot of sense. Over here, a lot of fog. And we see that it's mainly in the like coastal sort of area. I'm kind of surprised that that's not closer to the coast. But I probably just don't understand something deeply enough about weather yet. So yeah, though that is how you read this little map of yearly average number of days with heavy fog. And that's all I got. You guys did great. It's a long video. Thanks for watching the whole thing. I want to wish you, again, a happy Tuesday. And I will see you on other days.